these guys had a angel looking over them this last weekend. While we're heading towards Pow Wow, Marshall and three of his friends were in his SUV heading towards Northview exit. They were behind me, followed me, and I went around a couple semis that were slowing down. And when I went around them, I didn't see any more of Marshall and his buddy, so I stopped the Northview exit and waited for a little bit. Didn't see anything. Turned on the radio. Went down the Northview exit. Car was coming up, and there was no shoulder there, so went down. And about that time, I heard there was an accident at the 93-mile marker of I-44. My first thought was, "Dear Lord." About that time, Marshall called me and said, "Dad, you might want to turn around." Just rolled my Ford, and I said, "Are you all right?" He said, "Yes." He said, "I'm okay. Clayton has a broken leg." And I said, "What about the rest of the guys?" And they're okay, just scratched and bruised. Turned around, got to Marshfield, turned around, come back up. Outer road was, of course, the highway was blocked with the crash. The state troopers and fire department, everybody was there. And I arrived on the scene when they were just about finished. The guys finished the guys taking them in the way in the ambulance. Looked around the truck. Wrecker was there pulling the stuff out and putting up the gear, and found a couple things at Marshall's. And while I was looking for stuff, we heard a big crash, and there's the smoke in the background. These people were apparently looking at Marshall's wreck, and they weren't paying attention, and they hit head on. No brakes, nothing like that. Hit head on over there, and all I could see was my truck in the middle of it, and I was parked on the outer road about 2 feet off. And I was thinking, oh man, I was pulling the outpost smoker for cooking the meal that Friday night, and the truck was loaded with Pow Wow stuff. Fortunately, there wasn't anybody in there. They ended up airlifting the man out on a helicopter and his wife, and then the other gentleman was taken into Cox. Just did find the status of them. They were doing fine. One was released. The other was okay. There was a rumor that someone had died, but that was not the case. As soon as it was clear, I came over and checked just to see what the damage was, and of course called everybody and let them know what my status was, whether I could go. It looked worse than it was as far as my vehicle went. Of course, the other two vehicles were in very bad shape. I didn't even get a chance to talk to either of the parties. They had enough problems that without me asking them any questions. So just kind of waited till the trooper turned up the information, and then we called our insurance company. My truck sustained damage there on the tail light, and the bumper was curled back. Fortunately, my hitch is bolted to the frame, so it wasn't really damaged. I thought I was not going to be able to pull it, but when I got to looking at it and drove it a few feet down, then I knew that we would be okay. But during that time, of course, we're trying to make arrangements to get things hauled and calling people, and everybody's moving. The truck was full of glass, and the window was shattered, and the door was tore up, and several spots along this side was banged up. It took them a little while to clear me before I could get out of there. And of course, I'm calling friends and people that I knew had access to a truck, that in case I couldn't drive mine. But fortunately, we were able to get that out of there. Apparently, the guy had went around the trucker there, and then was in the lane and was pulling the trailer, and then he didn't see the other people on that curve there, and so that was unfortunate. The good news on this is Marshall's blowout on his SUV. I looked at tires; they were better than the tires we took to Florida last week, and I looked for that, and the boys all had their seat belts on, and the state trooper said, both state troopers said it was we were very fortunate there weren't casualties in that, and thank the good Lord that we didn't have any more injuries than one broken leg. And the young man, he's had about 4 broken bones. He's a lot of fun, but I think he's a little brittle, but he's doing okay. And as you can see by the pictures, that head-on collision was horrific. There's the helicopter taking off and flying out into Cox South, and it's just God was good with us, and we were looked after. Went to Pow Wow, had a great Pow Wow. Boys ended up showing up at Pow Wow later on that day, and then the next one came down the next day and spent great Pow Wow. God moved at the altars, and our trust is in Jesus Christ and what He's done for us at the cross. And when we remain in that, we can have the confidence to overcome situations like this. And it's good to know that Jesus is your Lord and Savior, and there's a peace when things like this happen. There's a peace in knowing Christ. And if you don't know Christ, I encourage you to invite Him into your life. This last picture is a picture that we took at Pow Wow. They were playing with the camera and fading with slow exposure times, and they were having fun with these guys, and those three are very fortunate. Blessings. Thanks for watching.